Okay, welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. I'm going to set up an effect here that I forgot to do, and beautiful, that's it. So this is the second of two live streams today. Let me just get the camera set up. Apologize for the little bit of a delay here, and that's because we're running on a little bit of a catches. Okay, perfect. All right, so welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. This is the second of two live streams today, and let me get inside the camera right now, and you know, self-therapeutic project, welcome back. We just finished covering some food in the previous live stream right here on Periscope, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're coming from, welcome. We have about, two items to cover in terms of like an overview. I want to give some background for, some context. The previous live stream I covered some food right here, like some Tim Hortons, bacon, bagel belt, egg, lettuce, cheese, what I had for breakfast yesterday, as well as some fruitcake that brought me back to the old days. So that's just this right here. So that was covered inside a previous stream. You can just find that on my channel, hashtag #AhnRhoHN_RHO. Now that being said, that was sort of inventory management with respect to food and eatery and stuff like that. And a little bit of storytelling, right? Digging back into my past about 20 years ago, how we used to pick up something from like a little Indian grocery store. Now this section of the live stream is going to focus on, I guess, more equipment, but still part of the Adam Kellogg sub-series. And we said we wanted to start working on this bag, and my goodness, is it taking a long time to get to it, because every time I'm just like sleeping too late, and I'm I'm not even getting to my streams on time because I always find myself speaking to someone else, to one of my relatives, since it's my brother, he's staying over. So I'm not going to be able to cover this bag today in any sort of detail. I'll just unclip it right here, show what's inside. But long story short, this bag is from university about 2010 to 2015. It accumulated a whole bunch of things that I've put in storage that I need to return, some to my caregivers, some to pass on to my brother, and some other things, honestly, that I just don't need anymore and nobody needs, and I may just donate it to Salvation Army. So, I wanted to cover it, but I couldn't get it done on time. No sweat, no problem. The most important thing that I have to cover today is what you see in the title, and what you see is what you get. And so, what happened? Why is this delayed so much, aside from me just waking up, going to sleep late and then constantly, getting sidetracked with my brother and just getting into conversations, which no regrets there. But the most important thing that sidetracked me is this booklet right here, and I'm going to show to the camera this thing here. I have to hide the footer a little bit because I don't want to show too much confidential information. But long story short, I made this book. So it's pretty thick. I'll put it to the side. Not that thick, not that kind of thick, I know it's early in the morning. So we open this is bullshit, huh? Alright, you see all these papers here? So it's like at least 50 pages, just a whole lot of wax paper that comes from my workplace, and then I repurposed it into making this sort of booklet. It's titled Co-op Work Term, this live stream, because I actually went to university that was well known for its entrepreneurial and real-time workplace experience, University of Waterloo. One of those things is, of course, I didn't actually go for co-op, and that was my loss. I was not a very outgoing person back in the day, but that's for sure something that I always wanted to try out myself. And so when I work right now, I oftentimes at the very beginning, when I was trying to get a foothold of this job, it was very challenging for me because I just wasn't ready. I suppose I had done so many gigs, so many different jobs, but I hadn't done anything that required so much management. I was the bottleneck, and there were 20 people constantly coming towards me. I just did not handle it. So I started writing things down, and what initially started as me trying to write down all the things that I need to do, like a task list, ended up becoming this booklet. And I created a binder. I cut up the cardboard. I'm working in a warehouse, right? Sort of like a shipping receiving, but I'm actually the logistics guy between one of the departments and the next. So between shipping and receiving and production, I am right in between, and I'm the only one who coordinates what's back and forth in terms of physicality, all the labor work. There's a manager obviously who's doing all the mental calculations. She's punching all the numbers and making sure that all the items are there and all the suppliers are there and part numbers are there. But I'm doing all the physical work, right? So there's the two of us just kind of making things work like that. And so I started writing things down, and it was kind of imperative because I couldn't keep track of all the tasks. I'm also actually helping out with the team members on production too. So I've been pretty busy, and I created this book, and it was made. I just took a knife, a box cutter, utility knife, cut up some cardboard, some spare pieces, and over time it just grew and it grew and it grew. And unfortunately, I can't show you very much of it, which is a shame. That's why I took 2 photographs. So I'm going to put this booklet down in front of you and just show you by photograph. We're going to reference it by photograph. So you see in the top left-hand corner, that's what I'm talking about here. The reason why I can't show it, obviously, is because I titled it after the company that I work for in some ways, in some sort of just, it's a comedic parody. I wouldn't say it's a very serious piece of work. This booklet is not a serious piece of work. Part of it is satirical. And so you take a look at the nature, it does say le petit something of tripe. And it was just me sort of finding a creative outlet and intellectual outlet, a way for me to use more of my brain power, instead of just doing a fully physical job, even though I understand it's very mentally taxing and emotionally taxing when people keep coming with me to their problems. They keep bringing the problems to me, even though they should be speaking to other team players on the field. They bring the problems first to me because I am the bottleneck. So a lot of arguments, they just bring it to my face. And I say, listen, you should be speaking with her or him. And, but just coordinating 20, 50 different things happening across the board every hour or so is a real challenge for me that I think I didn't perform as well as I should have. I think that other people have done it a lot better than I have, and that I owe that to no other than my own responsibility and inexperience, something I'm trying to learn. So you see on the top left-hand corner, I took some photographs just of the cover of this book that I felt I could show, and it was just a little bit of comedy, a little bit of jokes. So you can take a look. Yeah, it doesn't really say anything. It's just it's no content. I can't show you the information on the inside because again, it involves my companies, my employee, the people who are employed, my fellow colleagues and co-workers and staff, and I can't say too much. I don't want to disclose anything, but this is something that I do have to show to, I do have to speak about, even though if I can't go in detail, because this is a major part of what I need to get done before I can leave this company. And I said I want to leave because I have not been a very positive and productive, I've been very productive but not very positive team player, and I just want to just get out of the way and let them find someone who is a better match for this role, for their company, for their community that they've built. And so with that being said, one thing I want to do is definitely take a scan of all the paper documents that I can take, barring all the stuff that has obviously company related stuff. I will not take a photo or a scanned image of any of my colleagues, of any papers that have my colleague's name, only things that I create out of my own accord. And so I'm going to start talking even more about this booklet tomorrow morning, because I'll be able to sift through what things have private information related to my workplace that I can't show, and then I'll also be able to sift through the things that don't have any sort of revealing information about my company. Because a lot of the work here inside this booklet, for sure, because I created it, was me actually working on this project, this Ahn Rho project, while working. So sometimes we would get a slump, very, very rarely we would get a slump, but when we do, I would work a little bit on this project. And so I could take some sheets of paper out there with some information, and I can sort of say, that doesn't have anything it's not related to my workplace in any way. It's so abstract and generalized that it has nothing to do with my workplace or the people who work there, and has nothing to do with the sales or the customers. You wouldn't be able to find anything on that. and I can show almost, it's like on a completely different topic. And so I can show that, and then I have to scan all those papers that I can scan and upload it onto my drive or just save onto my hard drive, because these are important pieces of my project, of the Ahn Rho project I'm developing, that this live stream is a part of, that maybe if you're watching, you are a part of. And so with that being said, that's what has come up. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about this, about the contents, maybe tomorrow morning, as well as this bag. So we're going to be doing a dual job here. We have to jump back and forth between these two, as well as covering all the materials like mail and food and groceries that come in. So it's a real challenge, but for sure I'm up for it. So with that being said, that's all I have for today. This is the second of 2 live streams. Thank you for tuning in. It's time to deliver the take-home message, and you should stay, because the take-home message is always important. It's the thing that I constantly say every single time I do a live stream 7 days a week, but it's a very important one, and that message is to take care of yourself. Take care of your health, your finance, your family, the people you care about. Take care of yourself and become a strong, responsible, disciplined individual, not being preachy, just practicing what I am trying to improve on. If you are not already a strong, responsible individual, if you are, then I hope you already share this understanding with me, that you can only contribute something, that you can only be of real help or of real use to the people you care of if you first take care of yourself. Because if you can't take care of yourself, you just become more of a burden. They shouldn't have to worry about you. You have to be an independent, strong individual. And life can be extremely cruel, extremely, extremely cruel. You have to be able to muster through that. So that being said, meaning, okay, I want you to focus your time, attention, energy, and resources on the things that matter to you most. That means, even though I stream 7 days a week, I always recommend people only drop by once or twice a week. 1 or 2 times a week is good enough for me. Just you drop by when you're not working, when you're not at school, when you're not on some business project, and then that's good enough. Just to see how I grow and change, because I'm trying to solve my problems on camera and reach the ambitions I've set for myself on camera, right? So if you find this sort of stuff relatable, or it's helpful for you and you're in a very bad slump, take a look 2 years ago onto my live streams. You'll see that it was a horrible time for me. But long story short, if it helps you to get out of that depression or an anxious state of mind, whatever you're in, you're always welcome to my streams to drop by as often as you like. But preferably once or twice a week is enough. And that's because I want what's best for you. I'm happy when you're happy. And I don't compromise what I do here on stream for anybody else either. Again, I have to take care of myself first, so what I do here on stream is good for me, and that's my steadfast conviction. I'm just being real and honest. This is the Ahn Rho Project. Thank you for tuning in, my hypothetical, imaginary viewers, and a few real viewers, and post your comments and stuff like that. So that being said, this is the Ahn Rho Project. Hope to see a better version of myself as well as all of you tomorrow morning when we cover more of this booklet and more of this bag, if we can get to it. With that being said, take care. Ahn Rho signing out. Ciao.